Arctic Tale. This is the Arctic, a great stretch of solid ice at the very top of the globe. In the winter, the winds whip across the frozen landscape, and the temperature can reach 80 degrees below zero. It might not seem like a comfortable place for anyone, but it's spring, and there are two new creatures about to call this icy world home. Nanu is a baby polar bear, just a few weeks old. Until now, she has known only the warm, dark den her mother built for her before she was born. But Nanu is ready to leave her cramped cave and tumble down the hills of Snow Mountain. Sela is a newborn walrus. Her family lives far from Snow Mountain, past the edge of land where the ice meets the sea. She will spend most of her life in the water, but she needs the sturdy ice to rest on when she is too tired to swim. Sela lives in a big family group, all female. There are dozens of sisters, aunts, and cousins for her to play with. Sela will always live with her family, no matter how big she gets. Nanu will spend the next couple of years in the company of her mother, living the wandering life of a polar bear. They will go down the ice shelf not far from Sela's home to hunt for seals. When Nanu is big enough, she will see out into the world to live on her own. Nanu and Sela might have very different families and ways of life, but they have a lot in common too. Nanu eats, Nanu sleeps, Nanu plays. Sela eats, Sela sleeps, and Sela plays. Just like human babies, they have adults to care for them and teach them all they need to know. Nanu's mother shows her how to hunt for seals. Resting in snow burrows in the ice, she sniffs out her next meal and then pounces on the spot where the seal is hidden. It takes years of practice to surprise a slippery seal, but by the age of 2, Nanu has mastered this skill. So now it is time for Nanu's mother to say goodbye. The first thing Sela must learn is how to pull her body up onto the ice. Mom gives her a little shove, then waits patiently as Sela tries to pull herself out of the water. Mom rewards her with a well-deserved kiss. When she is big enough, she learns how to hunt with the herd, preying on clams that rest at the bottom of the ocean. Sela snuffles the clams out of the dirt, blasts them open with a snort, and sucks out the meat. A tiny clam may not seem like much of a meal for a growing walrus, but Sela can eat up to 4,000 of them in a 3-day feast. Only 2 years have passed since they were born, but the home that Nanu and Sela know is melting. Times are changing for all Arctic animals. Every year, the temperature gets warmer and the summers longer. The hard sea ice breaks up earlier and reforms later. With the early arrival of summer, Sela has no place to rest her tired flippers. And even worse, Nanu can't hunt seals the way her mother taught her. Without food, she will not last through the summer months when seals are hardest to find. When their environment changes, all animals must adapt or change the way they live. Sometimes this means finding a new home. Sela's family has experienced bad ice years in the past, and they remember an island with plenty of hard rocks where they can rest. It is a long swim, but they've got sleek bodies meant for gliding through water and plenty of blubber to keep them warm. Driven by hunger, Nanu must leave too. The trip is harder for her because polar bears are not built for long-distance swimming. They are better swimmers than grizzly bears because they have webbed feet, and they have plenty of fat under their fur to keep them warm in the Arctic cold. But a 200-mile trip is still a lot to ask of a bear. Luckily, Nanu finds some rest stops along the way. After about a week of swimming, both Nanu and Sela arrive at Rock Island. Sela's family joins hundreds of other walruses that also have made the trip. It is not easy to pull themselves up so high when they're used to the sea and ice, but they know their tired bodies need to rest. Eventually, they take their places on the rocky earth. When Nanu arrives, she is starving. She must find food fast. She tries to hunt on the island, but there are no seals here, and she is too small to hunt walrus. But there is another hungry animal lurking nearby, a male polar bear. Males can be as much as 3 times the size of females and can go after larger prey. Luckily, Nanu convinces him to share his meal. For the next 6 years, both Nanu and Sela return to Rock Island for the summer. Each fall, when the seasons change, an old walrus sniffs the ice in the air and the herd heads home. When the walruses leave, Nanu knows her icy kingdom has returned, and she embarks on the tiring trip back. In their 8th year of life, Nanu and Sela are full grown, and there is a new sense of excitement about their journey home. Nanu has found a mate and is ready to have cubs of her own. She climbs up Snow Mountain and builds a den like the one where she was born. There she waits. Any male that wants Sela's attention is going to have to earn it. Male walruses sing songs to attract a mate. When necessary, they can sing up to 40 hours. But sure enough, one determined male finally wins her over. And in the spring, when the Arctic darkness fades, there are 3 new lives in the land of ice. What does the Arctic have in store for these new children of the North? Only time will tell.